you just got back from the Senior Bowl, right?
Just got back, yeah.
Was it a mistake in your mind that Deshaun Watson didn't go, considering he could have spent a week working with the Browns coaches?
I think so, but I understand it. Like, I wouldn't want to work with the Browns for a week either, right? So, no, I do understand that he doesn't want to go down and risk injury. And right now, you're coming off that game against Alabama. Your stock and your hype is really high. So the only thing you could probably do is hurt yourself by going down and not having a good week. You're throwing to receivers you've never thrown to before. It's
got a little cold working?
Mobile every year, man. I get a cold every year down there. I don't know what the deal is.
Wait, do you eat the food? Do you eat like the? I mean, it's good food.
I have to eat down there. Yeah. No, I eat the food.
Is that what gets you sick?
I think so. It's all the travel, and you sit outside down there. So you sit out in the stands, and like one day it's sunny, next day it's windy and rainy. It's like I get sick every year.
You're soft.
I am soft.
You're soft. Very, very soft.
I've become pampered as I get older.
Yeah, that's really kind of disappointing. All right, so your first big board's out, right?
Right.
And when I saw it, I was like, where's the quarterback? Where's the quarterback? Where's the quarterback? Where's the top 15? No quarterback.
Right.
But you have all these teams that need a quarterback.
So it's going to be interesting, right? Because we do have teams at 1. Cleveland does. San Francisco does at 2. Chicago does at 3. A lot of teams need quarterbacks, but the value doesn't match the needs. So we could see like a Blake Bortles type thing where somebody reaches and drafts a quarterback too early. Or we could see a year where teams are like, forget it, we're going to go with these great defensive players who are available, and we'll get our quarterback in the second round. So it's going to be really interesting to see. I mean, 4 months away, I don't even know which way it's going to go right now.
All right, so let me go through the 3 quarterbacks. Who was it who said? It was Dabo, right? Dabo said that if you pass on Deshaun Watson, you're passing on Michael Jordan, man.
Yeah, which is amazing.
And Joe Thomas, who of course left tackle for the Cleveland Browns, like, don't take a tackle. He said basically what you said, which is don't take a quarterback. He said, take a defensive lineman. Don't reach for a need.
Which is what I would do if I'm at number 1. I would take Myles Garrett from Texas A&M.
That's exactly what he said.
You know what? We have pick number 12. Maybe we get a quarterback there. They have the first pick of the second round. You can look at getting a quarterback there. So I wouldn't push it. Deshaun Watson, 2 great games against Alabama. People forget the week before that he had a horrible game against Ohio State. So interceptions are a problem for him. Inaccuracy is a problem for him. So definitely something to watch. He's a smaller guy as well. He's 6'3", listed at 205. It'll be interesting to see if he's actually 6'3" or not.
Mitch Trubisky.
1 year as a starter, so that's a big problem. You couldn't beat out the guy who was there before who's not in the NFL. So how do you prove to us that you're NFL caliber?
Okay, how big? What's he do well?
6'3", 220, completed almost 70% of his passes, moves well outside the pocket. It's like a junior version of Derek Carr.
The only problem I would have with Trubisky is I watched him a couple times and I was wondering whether it was the Connor Cook syndrome. Klug and I had this thing with Connor Cook where everybody told us Connor Cook's awesome. Connor Cook's awesome. And you watch him like, I'm sorry,
Right. It wasn't any good.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
But is that who Trubisky is?
I think he's better than Connor Cook because he has a stronger arm and his accuracy is better, and he's not, a pain to deal with off the field. That was a big thing with Connor Cook. He was kind of a diva. So I don't get that vibe, but you don't get the Carson Wentz vibe either, where it's like, man, this kid, all he's about is football. Eats, sleeps, breathes it. So that, it's still 4 months out, and he was a 1-year starter. So not a lot is known right now about him. So it's really time to figure out who he is.
Deshaun Kaiser.
I mean, he got benched. That's what everybody talks about right now. Is how are we going to make you the number 1 or number 2 pick in the draft when you got benched by Brian Kelly from Malik Zaire this year? But he fits the mold. 6'4", 235, big arm, ball placement at times. You watch him torch Texas. That first game of the season, they put up like 60 points and still lose a game. So he is, if just based on traits, he would probably be the guy you would go after.
We go back 2 years ago and was surprised that Todd Gurley went 10. Mm-hmm. Okay, he's coming off a torn ACL, missed the first couple games of the season, end up being Rookie of the Year. And then you look at Ezekiel Elliott, who, he was in MVP discussion. So he went 4. So have we – and this is a year in which we're loaded with running backs.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Dalvin Cook is a freak, and, of course, Leonard Fournette, Christian McCaffrey, and there are others. So like – on the other hand, the Bears got one in the 5th
round? Jordan Howard,
fourth round. like Jordan Howard, super productive, right? 1,300 yards rushing. Is this a year in which people lower the value of talented players who were previously first rounders, or do we see a run on first rounders running backs in the NFL draft?
I think we'll see a run. We could see 3 or maybe 4. You mentioned the guys here. Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara from Tennessee is going to be there. But to your point, what I've heard from teams is why take Leonard Fournette at the top 3 if we could get, a guy of maybe not a freak like that, but we could still get a quality caliber player later in the draft. So because the running back class is so deep, teams may wait. And this year, it's odd because like the safety position is super deep. Tight end position is super deep. And those are normally positions that aren't drafted early. So we can see a run on safeties in the top 10, which hasn't happened since Eric Berry and Earl Thomas came out.